Hey guys, GH, welcome back. Okay, we've got Mr. X on the practice tee again. Okay, he actually came up with something, quite remarkable yesterday in terms of another way of being able to take the club back in the backswing. Now, I'm very much a connected guy in that.
Belongs to the mafia.
Yeah. My arms are normally very connected here, and I push down like that. I keep the club looking at the ball, and in the backswing it's just a straight line, push down like that. And I do feel my arms are quite close together. But what Mr. X came up with, and he said that it gives him a lot of freedom in the backswing, and it's a great key for taking the club back. And what he's doing is he's setting up in his address position, and on the backswing, instead of pushing those arms down like that, he's taking this trail arm, and see that trail elbow? He's taking that trail elbow up, so he's getting this type of action. Now that palm still looks at the ball, and the club face is looking at the ball, but as he goes back, gets here, he's just rolling the club up, because he's a very, very aggressive releaser of the golf ball, and we're trying to take a lot of that out. So he's rolling the club up. When I say rolling it up, he's cupping his wrist in the backswing, and he's really getting it super open. So he's actually getting this type of action. He's taking it here, but he's taking it back with his trail elbow. Now, what happens is if you get that trail elbow just going that way, that's about as straight line as you can get. Okay, it separates from the body, but look how straight that is. And if you can get to there, and that is the classic flying elbow. He's getting to the top, club face wide open, really wide, and then he just drops it down, and he can go after the ball as hard as he likes. Now, just tell the people about, over and above that, but just tell them about that new visual orientation you've got with the club face. Well, the look of it going back for the track.
In the setup, because I've got to get sort of things visualised for myself. When I'm addressing the ball and I come back to the ready position, ready to hit, my club is just slightly skewed to the right of the target. I wish to follow, use that line of sight to follow back on my arc, back on my backswing. I use the feel of the center of the squareness of the club is going to be my target for my swing.
So there's where your face is pointing, and because you're here, it's going like that.
Yes.
It's like a paddling action, guys. It's going back like that, as opposed to when we normally stand to the ball, we go sideways first, because we've got the golf club normally looking straight at the target there. So what happens in the backswing is we take the club back with that orientation, which is straight back there towards the target. But we don't want it, because he's got the face open a little bit here, and the club face is actually aiming like that. He's just going on that line in the backswing, and that helps him go rearwards instead of sideways. The club face is paddling on the backswing because it looks out there, he just paddles it back here. So that's a great visual mechanism, I think.
And what you've said in previous videos, we're already into the backswing. So by going back here, we're not pulling it back behind us. We're just on line.
Well, we're just going with the rotation of the body. Yeah. Now, as I said in the previous video, we will always rotate because we're moving our shoulders round. But the rotation is not as severe. I mean, it's a different type of rotation. It's just not as archy as a normal, that the radius is not, extended because we're not doing that type of golf swing. It's this type of swing. It's like a restricted radius golf swing, I think. Yeah, so just take it back with, so the feeling for you is you're taking it back with your elbow. You're lifting your elbow up like that. It's this feeling, that. And of course, as he lifts it up, this hand here cups. So he gets to the top and his club face is wide open, guys, which means he can release it as hard as he likes because it's so open, no matter how hard he releases it, it ain't never going to close up. It won't close up, a la Ben Hogan. He said he had it open so much, he rolled it open so much in the backswing, it was open so much he could never get back to closed by the time he got back to the ball. And that's why he could hit it as hard as he did and release it as hard as he did. So, yeah, so at the top of the swing, you've got the club open, you're taking it back, and for guys that don't feel that great being really connected, guys, this is for you. I mean, I tried it. I just hit some shots a minute ago and I just blew it out there, probably carrying it, full club longer, absolutely every bit of a club longer, really high, like his height in ball flight. Okay, so just put you under the gun, dead cold. Okay, first shot of the day.
I can handle that.
It just bombed it.
First one.
Absolutely bombed it.
Yeah, so coming back to where we were starting before, I now just feel that when I get into my starting position, I'm just following the face line directly behind me.
With the face line being like it's pointing out there.
The face line feels like it's pointing a little bit to
Yeah,
the right of the
and so
target.
you're just going there, here,
Straight back,
here, yeah,
and then straight to the ball again.
yeah, as a feeling, yeah.
As a feeling, yep.
Now, the single biggest problem that he has, because he's always been a rotator, is having the feeling that the ball is the target, guys, which is what I mentioned in the other video. You have to really key on that. You can't go that way. You've got to feel, now, for him as a feeling, he's got to feel like he's aiming at that bush, or the club's going at that bush. It won't, but that's the feeling. And you've got to get that. You've got to have that 5 o'clock nose, and you've really got to go there. So let's see some nice,
High elbow.
yeah, and take it back with the elbow. It's just really, see I think a golf swing like that is going to be really accurate, because it just gets up here and it just drops down. It really is a gravity assisted downswing, isn't it?
I still need to go a little bit more to the ball.
Yeah, out here, yeah. Yeah, there's only one target, guys, and it's the golf ball. It's not the target after you've set up on the target. Now, if you have a look at his club face, and any of you guys that can orientate the club face, you'll see that the club is really open. Now really, this time I want you to feel like the nose is over here.
Yep.
There you go, yep. He's actually feeling, guys, as he comes down, that he's not roll releasing. He feels like he's coming in pinky up. But because he's got a lot of velocity, he'll get in here and he'll release it hard anyway, but he doesn't feel like it. He feels like he's coming in pinky up or heel leading for him. Now really hit out to the right, big 5 o'clock nose. See, the good thing about channel lock is that you'll always get, path and face really on the ball. You may not time it perfectly all the time. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Guys, it's so hot here, and we're not making excuses, but you can't hang on to the golf club. It's just brutal.
I've taken my glove off because
it's just
grease.
While we've got a break here, guys, the other day when I said I nearly got bitten by that brown snake over there when it struck at me but hit the post. Brown snake's the most deadly snake in Australia and in the world. It's more venomous than the king cobra. We had a terrible incident here just on early in the week. There was a young 26-year-old guy out in the west out here, and he got bitten by a brown snake, 26 years old, and he died in 40 minutes. They tried to get him to hospital and even got him to hospital, but he still died. That's how potent the brown snakes are, and they're all around here. So you've got to be so careful. That day over there, I mean, I was blessed. The fact that he struck for my leg but hit the post and not me. I mean, the hospital's a fair way away here. I may not have made it myself. So we've got to be thankful for how fate treats us sometimes. But that was a terrible thing for that young man. But it's a dangerous place, Australia. Okay, now really get the nose and hit out to the right. Okay, we need a little bit of ready code. I mean, they're 80% shots, aren't they?
They are.
And you're cold. Well, you're not cold, but I mean, you haven't hit. But that's a good thing, guys. You can hit a couple of fourth or fifth groovers. They still go straight at the target. We never get the crazy stuff. Okay, ready code. Don't hit it till you're ready. Oh, how good is that? How good is that? That's a biggie. Ooh,
That's the one.
Ooh, that's a biggie. That's a biggie. Well, there's your own ready code, buddy. It's yours.
Missing.
You invented it. It's not mine. It's Mr. X ready code, but you're not using it. And a difficult thing to do, guys. I mean, I've never tried to pause my swing. All we're trying to do is just get ready to hit the ball, and we'll all have a different ratio of readiness. Okay, now really go through the protocol. We're going to hit to the right. That was good tempo. Really good tempo.
Not as good as the one before, but good.
No, but it was okay. Acceptable. I mean, it would have been on the green because you're not hitting wides. Not hitting wides. I don't think you've got anywhere near the flying elbow you had yesterday.
Okay.
That's a biggie. That's good. That's very good. Well, come back here, orientate as if you're going to hit a shot.
Okay.
We'll hit. There we go. Is the grip all right?
It's okay.
Okay. That is amazing. You've got the most unbelievable flying right elbow. And we only hit half a dozen shots with it yesterday, so he's got no program for it. And the timing's a little skew whiff, but everything's going absolutely where he wants it to go. Just with a different variation of timing on a couple of shots. But the structure's right, the path is right. But you really have got this. So you feel like you're taking up with the inside of your... Yeah, okay, let's see that. There. Yeah, that's good. That's Freddie Couples and Jack's. Well, Freddie was just prolific. Freddie was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually look like that.
See if we can get it perfect this time.
Well, that's the shot. That's the channel lock swing that we want as a final product. That's just, you see how far it went?
It went.
That was just out there. Yeah, and look, it looks like the swing is 20 miles an hour, but you can't carry the ball as far as he carried that. with a 20-mile-an-hour golf swing. So it's very leisurely. He's here and then he's just letting gravity start the downswing. Just try and keep a little bit of vertical down into that trail foot. Lots of 5 o'clock nose. Lots of it. Really concentrate on it. Highly acceptable. What did you feel?
That time I just forgot one key factor. I didn't hit towards the golf ball.
Okay.
I swung towards the target.
And this is where the protocol is, guys. And we will have see, if you apply the protocol and all the bits in the protocol, if you go through them, you apply them, you've got to hit the same shot. Now, something wasn't in the protocol then, and he didn't hit the shot with the full protocol effect because he didn't apply the full protocol. I mean, eminently acceptable, but not to the level that the one
previously.
Yeah. That's the contact we want, isn't it? That's the contact we want. All right, guys, I want to just talk about something else. The good thing about channel lock is that it will create something for you. Now people don't understand what a one-plane golf swing is. Now, Mo Norman had a single-axis golf swing, and that is that he had the shaft in line with his trail arm here. And he swung the club in line with his trail forearm, and on the same, this lead arm was on exactly the same plane as the shoulders. Now that, in a conventional golf swing, that is a single plane swing. When this lead arm is on the same angle and the same plane as the shoulders, that's a single plane golf swing. Now the good thing about channel lock is that it creates a lot of that if you let it. And guys, if you take the club back and you're to get a two-plane swing, the difference between a one-plane swing here, where that lead arm is across the shoulder plane, and a two-plane swing is that arm is an entirely different and the club is in an entirely different plane to the shoulders. That's a two-plane swing. That's a one-plane swing. But you want to have your club face on one plane as well. What do you mean, JH? Well, you can take the arm around here, you take the arm across here, but you could actually spin the club face. Now you watch the toe of the club. You could spin the club face there and still have a one plane swing. But the club face is not in the same plane. To keep the club face in the same plane, it's got to do this. Now when I get to here, that club face is on the same plane as my spine. That's the same plane as my spine. There. It's not there. It's there. And if I take it back here, it's still on the same plane as my spine. So the club face goes back on the same plane as well. Because you don't want to just take the arms back, the arm back to get in line with the shoulder plane and roll the face open. If you can keep that orientation. When I say my club face is pointing at the ball, people say it's shut down. It's not shut down. It's clearly not shut down. It's just pointing at the golf ball. There it is there. It's not shut down. It's just pointing at the golf ball. But you look at it. It's on the same plane as my spine. There. It's not there. Face is not open. It's not shut down. It's there. It's on the same plane as my spine. So that's just something to think about, guys, in terms of one of the benefits of channel lock, in terms of planing the club face as well as your lead arm and your shoulder. Okay, guys, well we're going to do a little bit of pitching in a moment with the ready code for pitching. And the reason I want to do it is because Mr. X has never been a great pitcher of the golf ball, but this is a godsend for him and for anybody who's a poor pitcher of the golf ball, because he's always been a snap loader. And the ready code makes you be an arm baller. So we'll come back and we'll do a little bit of that. Okay.